Every year, over 2 million people venture into caves around the world, drawn by the promise of adventure and the allure of the unknown. But not every journey underground ends with a triumphant return to daylight. In 1993, St. Louis experienced record-breaking rains, resulting in devastating floods that claimed lives, caused billions in damages, and displaced tens of thousands. Among these events was a tragedy at Cliff Cave Park, involving a 13-year-old boy named Gary Maha. Gary, struggling with behavioral issues, had recently been sent to St. Joseph's Home for Boys, a center for troubled youth. His mother hoped the home would provide the guidance he needed to change his ways. A rare sunny day led the home staff to organize an outing to Cliff Cave Park, a popular location for exploration. Despite signs indicating road closures due to flooding, the group ventured into the park. What began as an adventurous day for Gary and other boys turned into a nightmare. The combination of the cave's complex tunnels and an unexpected downpour created a deadly situation none of them could have anticipated. Cliff Cave, known for its expansive entrance and intricate tunnels, was both inviting and dangerous. The group of 16 boys and 4 counselors arrived at the park unaware of the potential danger lurking within. Although road closure signs were present, they assumed the cave itself was safe since it appeared unaffected. 5 boys, including Gary Maha, eagerly joined 2 counselors in exploring the cave's depths. As they moved further in, the wide opening gave way to narrower passages, some requiring single-file navigation. A small stream at the cave's base initially seemed harmless, only ankle-deep. However, the complex structure of the cave, with numerous branching side passages, created a disorienting labyrinth. The group's enthusiasm for exploration masked the looming threat of the weather outside. Tragically, this false sense of security led them deeper into a deadly trap as heavy rain began to pour above ground. What began as an adventure quickly turned into a fight for survival. A torrential downpour outside caused water to surge into the cave, filling it rapidly. At first, the boys noticed only minor changes in the water level. However, as water poured in from the ceiling and walls, it created waterfalls that overwhelmed the narrow passages. The group's excitement turned to panic as the cave transformed into a death trap. A 5-foot wall of water swept through the cave, separating the group and pulling them deeper into the darkness. The powerful current battered them against walls and ceilings, making escape nearly impossible. Outside, the saturated ground funneled water into the cave at an alarming rate, sealing off exits and creating treacherous conditions. The flash flood left the boys and their counselors helpless, with their cries for help swallowed by the rushing water and the cave's echoing chambers. Rescue teams arrived swiftly, but the scene was grim. Floodwaters had completely overtaken the cave's entrance, making navigation dangerous and slow. Rescuers discovered 3 bodies tangled in debris near the cave's mouth, a heartbreaking indication of the tragedy's scale. Inside, water levels continued to rise, submerging passages and complicating the search. Experienced cavers joined the effort, but their hopes of finding survivors dwindled with each passing hour. Using stretchers, rescuers carefully transported the bodies they found, while grief-stricken families waited anxiously outside. Efforts to explore deeper into the cave were stalled by waist-deep water and the hazardous drapery crawl, a narrow, low-ceiling passage. Despite the challenging conditions, the search continued late into the night. The flash flood had not only devastated the group inside, but also left rescuers grappling with the enormity of their task, fearing that more lives had been lost in the cave's depths. Against all odds, 13-year-old Gary Maha survived the ordeal. For nearly 24 hours, he stood on a ledge barely a few inches wide, his head resting in a small air pocket. Freezing water surrounded him, and the darkness was absolute. Memories of his sister, a lifeguard, kept him calm. She had once told him to stay composed if he ever faced drowning. This advice proved invaluable, as Gary focused on breathing and holding on to the ledge, even as exhaustion set in. He recalled hearing the screams of his companions before the water carried them away, a haunting memory he would carry with him. Gary's flashlight became a lifeline, helping him gauge his surroundings. Though he witnessed the bodies of others float by, he held on, determined to survive. His resilience in such unimaginable conditions is a testament to human endurance and the will to live. The following morning, as rescuers navigated deeper into the cave, they heard faint sounds. Initially mistaking them for their own echoes, they soon realized it was Gary calling for help. After traversing the flooded and treacherous drapery crawl, they found him in a small chamber. Standing on a narrow ledge above the receding water, Gary was cold, exhausted, and scared, but alive. Rescuers carefully extracted him, wrapping him in blankets and rushing him to safety. The sunlight and warmth outside must have felt surreal after the harrowing 24-hour ordeal. Gary's survival, though miraculous, was bittersweet. He was the only one of the 7 who had entered the cave to make it out alive. Despite his trauma, Gary expressed gratitude for his rescue, sharing the heart-wrenching details of his experience, including seeing his companions swept away. His rescue brought a glimmer of hope amidst the devastating tragedy. The tragedy at Cliff Cave claimed 6 lives, leaving Gary Maha as the sole survivor. The bodies of the remaining boys were found further inside the cave, highlighting the deadly consequences of the flash flood. Rescuers and families were left to grapple with the immense loss and the questions surrounding the incident. The decision to ignore road closure signs and enter the cave during unpredictable weather proved fatal. For Gary, the experience left deep emotional scars. His survival was a miracle, but it came at a heavy cost as he had to process the loss of his companions. The tragedy underscored the importance of respecting safety warnings and being vigilant during adverse conditions. For the local community and Gary's family, the incident served as a sobering reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating impact of natural disasters on human lives. The Cliff Cave tragedy serves as a powerful lesson in safety and preparedness. The decisions made that day, from ignoring warning signs to venturing into a dangerous environment, highlight the risks of underestimating nature's power. Flash floods, especially in complex terrains like caves, can develop rapidly, leaving little room for escape. Gary Maha's survival is a testament to resilience, but it also emphasizes the importance of staying calm and prepared during emergencies. The loss of 6 lives underscores the need for stronger awareness and respect for safety protocols, particularly during extreme weather events. For viewers, the story is a reminder to prioritize safety in all activities, no matter how harmless they may seem. By sharing this story, the creators hope to inspire greater vigilance and caution, ensuring such tragedies are prevented in the future.